Hi guys. One of our Flexboard activities for the week talks about sinking and floating. What do we think is going to sink in water? Here's my water. You can see it wiggle and jiggle. And what do we think will float? So I've gathered some things from around my house, and I'm sure you have similar things or different things, and we're going to guess what will sink and what will float. Here is my bucket of water and some things I have gathered from around my house, and I am going to try to predict which things I think will sink and which things might float. Okay, so of the things that I gathered, I think I would like to start with a screwdriver. What do you guys think? Do you think it will sink or it will float? I think it will sink. Let's test it out. Sank right to the bottom. See that down there? Awesome. So I'm going to put it on my towel. I have a towel under my water so that I can put things in and out and not get the table messy. All right, the next thing I think I will test is, it's a Lego piece, but it's shaped like an alligator. Do you think it will sink or do you think it will float? It's floating on the top. It looks like it's swimming. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put that on this side. I'm going to put the floating things on this side and the sinking things on this side. All right, let's try a shell. This is a beautiful shell that belongs to my daughter. I'm not sure on this one. I know that there's air all the way inside the shell, so it might float, but it's kind of heavy. So let's see what happens. Sank right to the bottom, no question there. There's holes in the top. You see those air bubbles come out? There's holes in it, and I bet that's how it filled up with water. So I'm going to put it on this side since it sank. I have some magnetiles. We have these in our classroom at school. I'm going to try one first. I think it will float, and it does. And now I'm going to try all three of them and see if that changes anything. Still floats. All right, so it's going to go on the floating side. What do you guys think about an apple? An apple is kind of heavy. It's round. There's not holes in it. But I still think it might float. Let's try it out. It does float. I like to watch it bob up and down and spin in the water. Okay, so that's going to go on the floating side later. Let's try this shoe. This is a shoe with lots of holes. There's air in it, but it is very lightweight, and I think the foam that the shoes are made from might float. So let's test it out. Yep, right on top. Do you think you could walk on water with shoes like this? Probably not. We're kind of heavy. All right, I have an ice cream scooper. Feels heavy. Don't see any holes in it except for right there. But I think it will sink. Plop, right down to the bottom. Okay. This is a straw, a swirly, curly straw. And I'm going to put it in. Floats right on the top. Okay. The next thing I have is a spatula that I use in the kitchen. Ooh, this one kind of does both. The wood handle is floating, but the silicone top sank straight to the bottom. So it's trying to float and trying to sink. It's kind of stuck right in the middle. That's an interesting one. So I'm going to put that in the middle here. And the last two things I have are eggs. This one is a raw egg. Right here, it's not cooked. And this one is a boiled egg. So we're going to see if they sink or float. Do you have any ideas? I think one of them might sink and one of them might float. So we'll try them at the same time. Do you have your ideas ready? Oh, they both sink. I was sure one of them would float. All right, they both sink to the bottom. Ooh, some of the color came off on that one. So sinking is on this side. So this is our experiment on if things will sink or if they will float. And you can try this at your house. Just make sure you talk to your parents about setting up a safe spot and deciding what can go in the water, because some things at home you don't want to put in the water, so don't just put things in the water to test if they sink or float. Talk to your adults in your house and make sure that it's okay with them. So here's our water bucket, and on this side are the things that sank. Let me get part of that spatula in there. So we have a shell, a screwdriver, boiled and raw eggs, ice cream scoop, and half a spatula. Those all sank. And on this side, we have some things that floated. We've got a Lego piece, an apple, magnetiles, Crocs, a twirly swirly straw, and the wood from the spatula. It was really fun to do an experiment with you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.